Ringing up Christopher Browell.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 07769247196. Please leave a message after the tone. When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Yes, hello, Mr. Browell. It's Mr. Hussain here once again, leaving yourself another daily message like a broken record, as I have been doing so consistently since the end of August. And your refusal is very consistent as well. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting up. You're meant to be public servants, working in the public interest, getting public money, to ratepayer and taxpayers' money, and yet you're refusing to engage with me, and yet have instructed the police to come and arrest me from my home, from my care home, from my £350 million care home, which you've now destroyed, and now subsequently been holding my brother for a period of 10 months. I mean, it comes from a case of where you were saying, oh, you're not letting me, I was not letting you see my brother because my brother says he didn't want to see you. You were not respecting that right. Has that situation changed now that you've had him for 10 months and you're now looking to flip it and reverse it onto myself, saying that I can't now see my brother? What rights do you have to my brother? You're just working there. He's one of many clients. He's the only sole person in my life, and a family member, and you're denying me access to him. Why? Under what legal basis have you done this? There's no legal basis. It's just pure gangsterism, because you know the fact that the local authorities, beyond reproach, beyond any kind of criticism, beyond anything, beyond the law, because you are buy off judges and judges to rubber stamp anything you want for them, because everybody works as your proxy agent. It's not just the police that are acting as your proxy agents, and they have been doing so, in my personal experience, for now 20 over 20 years. That they were, you got the housing association acting as your proxy agents, you got now the care home acting as your proxy agents, you even got my siblings acting as your proxy agents. All this drama so you can save on £410 a week that you were originally paying my brother, now for 10 years later that you haven't paid him. And this is all just drama that you're creating for yourself in order to maintain your status quo, and look to degrade and humiliate me in this manner. Well, it's costing you more than £410 now, isn't it? It's costing you £1 million a week. Well, it's £1 million a day now that you've unlawfully detained my brother in this manner, after having done the very same thing with my mother. And there's absolutely nothing I can do about it, because you got the police in your back pocket, all the judges are in your back pocket, so you can do as you please. Even the High Court justices are in the local authorities' back pocket, as you continue to commit acts of villainy and tyranny against us. Now it's you claim to be the city of culture. It's coming to be Eid next week, and it looks like very unlikely that I'm going to get to see my brother, or my brother's going to get to see me. How exactly have you been working in my brother's best interest, putting him from a loving, caring family forcibly into a care home so you can dissipate his money, and pretend that you're doing all that you need to be doing? And my brother's not agreed to this. Is a clear violation of his human rights. You forced him into the police's involvement so you can get a capacity assessment carried out through without my involvement, and then you got I don't know if you've got a deprivation of liberty or a deprivation of liberty order, but it's pointless, it's worthless, it's all fraudulent, because you can't do it in my absence. You can't just force lies upon me, and this is how you work as a local authority. It's all lies upon lies, and deception and corruption, in order for you to cover yourselves and look to scapegoat vulnerable peoples in the city that you're meant to be serving. It's Eid next week. I need to see my brother, and this whole gobbledygook that the care home manager was saying that Chris is gonna arrange a family meeting. That's all rubbish, you know. You're not even willing to speak to me on the telephone. You're not willing to engage with me, and yet you were trying to entrap me to believing that you were gonna set up a family meeting. I need to see my brother. It's very crucial that I be able to see him for Eid at least. And what provisions have you made for my brother other than shoving him in a care home that you're claiming is appropriate for him because it's regulated by the Care Quality Commission? That doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean that you the local authority, have the local Quality Care Commission in your back pocket as well, and causing us unnecessary harm, alarm, and distress. I was in prison being able to speak to the victims of my criminality that you had convicted me of, namely my mother and brother. So even from prison, even as a convicted criminal, I could speak to my brother. But now all of a sudden, there is no charges. I'm not convicted of anything. There is no legal basis for you to prevent me from speaking to my brother. Obviously, there'll be consequences for this because you're clearly violating me and my brother's human rights. You know why? What prevents me from speaking to my brother? Is it the police? Because the police bail has now been removed as well. It's just I know what you were planning to do. You were planning to frame me as a local authority like you did 10 years ago. How did that work out? You ended up murdering my brother Naz and failed to frame that on me, didn't you? For you failed to pin that murder on me, and then you brushed everything under the carpet. So every time you're involved, my family members die. This is the same thing that happened in 2009 when you murdered my father as a local authority. This is the same thing that happened 10 years ago in September 2014 or June, July, when you started to plot and plan in order to murder me, murder my brother and frame me for his death. That didn't all work out. Then he spent over 2 years trying to murder my mother, eventually succeeding in my absence. And now all of a sudden you're tagging my brother Talib by refusing to let me to speak to him. Why? How exactly can you justify that you're acting in my brother's best interest when you yourself have said that nobody's attempting to separate you and your brother from me from my brother, and the fact that my brother's in the best care possible, get best placed in the best care possible? And I told you, yes, of course he is, because I'm charging £1 million a week. I was regularly taking him swimming. I was regularly taking him out on outings.
15 seconds recording time remaining.
I was regularly taking him out on outings on a daily basis. It's just that the problem we were having was that you had taken over the money and you were not giving him a penny, a dime to live off, and looking to destabilize the family. All that's now, you made it 10 times worse. I mean, this is how moronic you people are. Rather than taking and doing the right thing, you keep on doing the wrong thing, and it's going to end up in my brother's death.
Your recording time has expired. To leave your message,
They're just going to end up murdering my brother again.
To review message, press 2. To re-record message, press 3. Message sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.